hang out with some of my my Iowa people down here. So I'm having, and first of all, it's like 20 degrees cooler. I'm wearing a sweater, I have socks, and I'm super excited. So welcome everybody. Before we dive into some fun storytelling today, does everybody know about the new Premier Plus stuff going on? Give me a 1 in the chat if you've heard about this, if you've seen the email. This is really good for us as clients, guys, this Premier Plus. How many of you guys have ever gotten mid-month and be like, dang it, I didn't order my favorite bar? Or I really need some whey protein, I need another flavor, but you have to wait for a few more, 2 more weeks because you don't want to make a small order and pay $24 in shipping. Well, those days are over because now shipping is always $7.99. And I love that because if you want to make a smaller order, if it works better with your budget, you can split your orders up into smaller orders. If you forgot something or you want to buy your best friend a little gift of whey protein or something like that, you can do that. So I love that they did this for us. And also with some of the rewards, which I feel like we're sort of confusing, or when are they 10%? When are they 5%? It's just based on how much you order. If you order more, you get a bigger discount. It's not a reward. You get discounts that order. You don't have to wait for the next one. So some really good stuff happening to make Optavia, our company, knows our lives and they understand that we need flexibility with our spending. So that's what they've done for us, which is so great. Also, who here is really sad that the cinnamon sticks are gone, have been gone? The mustard sticks, I think they're gone. You guys, be sad no more, because a little birdie told me that something exciting is happening very, very soon, which is they are being replaced by the most delicious, crispy pretzel shapes. And I got a chance to try these in Baltimore, you guys. And you know how sometimes with the mustard sticks, you need to have a glass of water with each one. These are so crispy and light, and the flavors are incredible. So you guys will not mourn any longer, I promise. And I think they're coming out sooner than we think. So get ready for those and be ready to make an order with your new Premier Plus shipping. Yeah, they're amazing, Pam. So some great, great stuff going on. You guys, I just want to say something. I'm gonna tell a bit about my story, but I've been a coach for 3 years, and I'm here in Iowa, okay? And those of you from the Midwest, I grew up in a very athletic family, and the most amazing people, the most salt of the earth, steadfast. But don't you dare stick out. Don't you dare shine. And guess what? Linsay Vladimirov, was to be Carlson, was born to shine. Like, I wanted to be on the stage. I was dramatic. I was expressive. I was artistic. And my whole life, I always felt like, please just quiet down. Just settle in, don't be so. Don't be too much. In fact, I was a worship leader in Iowa, and they used to tell me my shoes made too much noise when I crossed the stage. Just don't make a sound. And becoming a part of the Optavia community, I have never been able to shine brighter. And these people encourage me to be more, encourage me to go deeper, encourage me to be more courageous, not quiet down. So I know some of you guys are sitting in a culture or in a job when you know there's something inside of you really big, and the people around you don't know how to let you do that. You need to dig into this community. You need to let these men and women around you just push you and challenge you to be more of who you really are. It's amazing. I'm so grateful. I'm seeing Lene here and so many beautiful faces who have let me be who I really am. At almost 50, I'm like, I'm me. Thank God. All right, y'all. I have a question. We're gonna talk about something very personal to me today, and I'm going to ask you a question. And this goes back to what I just said. When it comes to your health and your health choices, are you settling for good enough when you were made for great? Now, if anybody's armpits start sweating, I don't know what that means. I can't, I'm really nervous. I don't want to stick out. I don't want to get better. I don't want to whatever. Okay, I just want to show you real quick. This is me on day one. I just want to show you. I started plan. Can everybody see that? I started plan on January 22nd. I was 46 years old, 262 pounds. This is not the person that everybody saw on the outside. I was like I said before, I was like, my dad was a pastor. I've been on stage since I was a child. I have been a leader. When I was in high school, I was a leader of every club. I was, there's probably motorcycles running by right now, so hopefully you can't hear that, but I was the homecoming queen from my college. I used to memorize the names of all the people in the college from the director so I could say their name on the way to lunch. I mean, I was really good at showing, like, being the best for everybody else, showing my best side, being excellent. I was a 4.0 student. You know, I was the second in my class in high school. Over and over, I was the achiever on the outside, and I dressed well, and I put makeup on, and I curled my hair, and I was great out here for everybody else. But y'all, this was really this was real Linsay. I didn't think anyone would ever see this picture. This was day one alone. You can see my bed's not made. No one was supposed to see this picture. But this is really her. This was how I treated me. Right here, guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you are that kind of achiever. You're a perfectionist. You're great for everybody. Put a 1 in the chat. Let me see it. I know you're out there. Enneagram 3s with the 2 wing, with the 3 wing. I can't see the chat right now. I'm not sure why. Let me see the chat. Is the chat working? Okay, yeah. I can't see your chat though. Why is that?
You can't see the chat. I can see it. It's working. I don't know why.
Okay. Oh, I know. I was on the wrong thing.
Okay.
Ones out there unite, right? We're really good at being awesome for everybody else. But how many of you ones, 3s out there, or people who are 3 with a 2 wing? Save the chat. We're all going to have a little support group. Okay. We're really good at this. We strive to be the best at what we do. We strive to help other people. But when you're alone with yourself, what are you doing? So I'd come home from a great day of being awesome for everyone else, and I would start with like a bag of chips and sour cream. And then I would need something sweet. So then I'd get like a little bit of peanut butter and some chocolate chips. And then I'd be like, oh man, I need a little, maybe some cereal. And so I'd pour the cereal in the bowl and eat it, but there's milk left. So of course I need more cereal. And that would go on every single night. Binge. I would eat in secret in my car. When work was over, I'd go to McDonald's and get a drive-through, a hamburger, like a double, it was the dollar menu double cheeseburger, a small fries, and usually a dip cone or some sort of shake. Sometimes I'd go to a second restaurant that night and get more because nobody knew. So when it was me and me, I treated myself like less than good enough. I was killing myself real slowly. So while everyone else got the best of me, I treated me like that. And when it came to diets and stuff, I could do a diet because I was an achiever. Dang it, you give me a plan, I'm going to ace it for about 4 weeks until I had to move. Oh, well, I better just put pause on this. I'll do it later after we move, then I'll get started again. Or if I got bored with the food, bored with the prep, bored of the whatever, I would quit. If I had an emotional situation, like when my mom died, well, you know, because that's all I thought of myself. I always made an excuse and a reason why I should stop. and why I was okay with that. I was okay with good enough for me. So January 2022, I started this plan. The last straw, y'all. I really thought this was it. Either I'm just going to do this and something's going to happen, or I'm just going to, be a fat influencer. I thought I'll just be one of those 400-pound fat influencers. Those were the two options literally in my mind. And I had no dream for what this could be. I had no idea what I could lose because I had no history of success in my weight. But I started plan and, I just was like, whoa, this is fun. I lost 12 pounds my first week. And I was feeling like, 10 pounds down, that first 10 pounds, you feel like you're a freaking supermodel. I just felt so good. And of course, my achiever was just shining like, oh, look at me, I'm losing weight. And my coach thinks I'm awesome. And she had a celebration call with Molly Thayer with me. And this was probably a month in, maybe 6 weeks in, I'm not sure. And we were doing this celebration call. And in my mind, I knew I could feel them wanting me to coach. I'm just, because I'm the leader. I'm used to being asked to do these things. But here's what really happened, you guys. Molly Thayer said, well, how much weight would you like to lose? And at this point, I think I'd lost 20 pounds. I was 240 pounds, y'all, and feeling like a rock star, 240. And I said, well, I'd love to get to 200. How many of you guys have told that to your coach when you start? I'd like to get to 200. 180, if that was my big dream, 180. How many of you guys have said that number to your coach? I can just get to 180, okay? Because to me, I'd never lost more than 30 pounds in my life. So I was already cooking. I was already like pretty much to the end at 240. That's what my mind was when it came to me. And Molly said, oh, you can get a lot lower than that. And that pissed me off so bad. It pissed me off. And I mean it. I'm not just going to say it made me mad. I was seething. And after the call, I was seething for days. Why? Because she wasn't fooled by my shiny exterior that I had been able to put out to everybody and keep everybody out of this part of my life. She saw past that. And she doesn't even remember saying it was no big deal for her, but she saw past it. She poked at something. She poked at a way of thinking that I had tried to keep hidden even from myself. And that was, you don't even know how. You don't even know what it looks like to be under 180. You haven't been 180 since you were 5 years old. I had no idea how to be that. I couldn't achieve that. I didn't know how to do it. It made me face that very difficult question. Why do you settle for good enough when greatness is what you're made for? Being at a healthy weight is what your body was made to. My body was not made to be 180. I'm 5'5". I'm actually big boned. It's still not supposed to be at 180. I'm still overweight at 180. So it was the catalyst for significant change in that area. And I started to own little by little the fact that I alone was responsible for moving past that limiting belief and actually knowing how to love myself. How can I be great for me? How can I be great for the little girl who had dreams and visions and wanted to wear certain clothes, who wanted to shop in the normal section? The little girl who wanted to grow old and walk on the beach and not with a cane and not with type 2 diabetes. That was my dream. But I didn't know how to love that girl or to do that for her. But I started in that moment to make little decisions and they started to build on each other. And you guys, I am still in progress with this today. I am still not at a healthy BMI because there's still part of it that's like, I don't know how to be that. I'm still a work in progress, but I have come a long way. And it just began with starting to just admit it that you settled for good enough. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever got to a certain weight and stalled there for a while. Maybe it was 200, 180, 160. Have you gotten to a weight and just felt like you could not get past it? Put a 1 in the chat. Yeah. Put a 1 in the chat if you've been tempted to pause when life gets a little challenging. Maybe 2. Put a 2 in the chat. If you've been tempted to pause when life gets challenging, or you have paused. It's summertime. I'm going to maintain this summer at 200 pounds, right? Yes. Or maybe you've got some weight to lose. You're maybe, over 250 or something like that, like I was, and you knew it was a bit of a long haul and everything inside of you wants to return. You maybe lost 50, 60 pounds and you feel amazing, but you're like, I really feel just uncomfortable and you want to go back to some old comforts. Let's put a 3 in the chat for that one. Don't be ashamed, y'all. I was 262. You can be 362. Like, you are in a safe place to share that. Yes. Or like a lot of us, and this is where I am right now, where I'm really working through this, is I've come a long way. I feel amazing. My whole life has changed. But I still think I can eat 6 handfuls of nuts and not gain weight every day. You're just settling for good enough. That's a 4. The nut eaters and these 2 cupcakes every other day aren't going to matter. I'm so much healthier than I used to be. Okay, these are all signs that you are settling for good enough. Now, let me talk about why this happens. It's not really your fault, you guys. First of all, we have history, right? Our brain is basically wired to keep us safe and comfortable. It wants us to be secure. It wants familiarity and comfort. So if you've been fat your whole life, that's where it wants to be. If you've gotten long ways, but stress comes, it wants to go right back to what's comfortable. So it's a normal feeling. It's a normal resistance that we feel when we're progressing. We're going to face that resistance that we want to stay good enough and safe. You guys, going the next level, and by great, I mean like the next level, get to 180, get to 179. Get to 159, whatever is holding you back. It's one step after the other. But here's something that really helped me along the way. First was just acknowledging that, girl, you are in charge of taking these next steps. You can't fake this. You have failed at this. So you've got to take ownership. But the second thing is recognizing that your brain wants to keep you safe. So it's just a normal thing that happens. So here's how we help our brain allow us to move past that. When I got to 180, I had a visceral, physical fear of being less than that. Physical. I was so scared because I didn't know who I was then. I'd never been there. My brain had no clue who that Linsay was. And so it didn't want to let me get there. And I didn't. I stayed at 180 for probably 6 or 7 months, I think. And when I finally realized this was happening, this is what my friend, who told me this? It was just so precious. You know who you are when I say this story, but I'm having a mind block. This is what I want you to do. I want you to put your hand on your chest. You can try it right now. This sounds really woo, but I'm telling you, it helped me. I want you to thank yourself. Thank your brain for trying to keep you safe. Just say, thank you, brain. I know you're trying to keep me safe from disappointment. You're trying to keep me safe from failure. You're trying to keep me safe from discomfort. And here's the magic words, but I've got it from here. I've got it from here. I can do this. I'm not alone. I can learn new things. I can do hard things. And every time you feel that fear, that resistance rise up in you when you're facing something, or you just want to give up, or you just want to settle for good enough, just put your hand on your chest and say, thank you, brain. I know that's you trying to protect me, but I've got it from here. Let's go. Here's what we're going to do. I want you guys to either get your phone out that you can type on, or a piece of paper. And I'm going to ask us to do a little bit of question asking to ourselves, and then we'll have a chance to share. Whoever wants to share can do that. All right. So this reflection is from good to great. Okay. So everyone have a piece of paper or something they can write with. All right. First of all, I just want you to take a minute. I just want you to take a deep breath. All right. And you can close your eyes if you want to. You don't have to, but I want you to imagine something for me. Imagine that you wake up tomorrow. Everything has shifted. There are no limits. Money is not an issue. Your past has no bearings. There's no fear, and you have all the time in the world. Okay, so just imagine that you wake up tomorrow and that's the case. There's no limits, no past, no fear, no money issues. No one's even around you to have an opinion. It's just you and you. What does great look like for you? Specifically for your health. I don't want you to think about what's realistic, guys. Not what's realistic. I want you to think about what is possible. And here's what I want you to write down. How much do you weigh? What level of health and energy are you experiencing? Like how do you feel in your body, in your physical body? What does it look like? What can you do now or wear or feel now that you didn't yesterday? What can you do or feel or wear that you couldn't yesterday? Okay. Give you just another couple of minutes. Okay. I hope you've had a chance. Does everyone give me a little thumbs up if you have had a chance to write it down? You guys need a little bit more time. We'll just give one more minute here. And you can write those questions down too and think about them. Can someone put the questions in the chat so it's there? So the first question is, where is it? Okay. First question is how much, maybe I can just do this. Let me just copy my note.
You can send it to me and I can put it in there if you need me to.
Okay, I think I could have done that, but. Okay, I'm going to paste. All right. So basically what I want you to think about is what does great look like tomorrow? If you woke up and your weight was great, I don't know if that format looks good, but there it is. And now I'm going to talk about today. You're going to wake up. All right. Now we are back to today. Thank you, Shelby. That was neater than what I wrote there too. Now we are today. We are in this moment right now. When you look at that list of what great looks like to you, what do you believe deep down that keeps you settling from getting there? Do you believe like, I've never done that. I don't know how to be that. Or menopause. Y'all, menopause is not the be all and end all. I'm in perimenopause. I'm not in menopause, but things are changing and I'm still able to lose weight. Look at what excuses you're telling yourself that you're saying this is why. I mean, I have clients tell me all the time, I'm not losing weight. You know, it must just be menopause. It must just be my period. I said, well, when was what's the last off-plan thing you had? Today. Peanut butter. Y'all, like, we're really good at making excuses and then we're just not doing the simple things. So yes, you maybe think I can't stay on plan. I'm not a person who can stay on plan. This is too restrictive. My life is too busy. I'm so busy. Y'all literally time yourself eating a bar and tell me how busy you are. You don't think you're worth it. I know some of you guys do not believe you deserve to be at a healthy weight. I know it. You can't even imagine yourself there. You don't feel like you deserve it. You feel like you deserve to be fat, maybe because of stuff you've done or stuff done to you. And you will not let yourself get there out of that fear. I had never seen myself that size. I didn't know how to be that weight. I didn't know who that person was. Where do you feel resistance? Like for me at this weight, and I think some of you guys can relate, I need to go the next level here. And my resistance is, I should be able to eat what I want. I've been working on my weight for 3 years. I should be able to have blah, blah, blah. And I just was telling myself that for like all of last year, like I should be able, I'm eating so much healthier. I should be able to have 14 handfuls of peanuts and it should all be fine. Well, it wasn't fine. You know, so I was just settling these little ways of thinking that were holding me back. So I want you to think through that. What thought processes are holding you back from great? And here's the final question. What is one small courageous step you can take this week that will move you toward that version of great? Final question. Nico's husband owns a bar. And I guess, Nico, that your husband is also pouring those drinks down your throat for you then. Is that true? I mean, y'all, we are just so good at finding the reasons why we can't. So I'm going to invite a couple of you guys, if someone would like to share one or two of